Hello, and welcome to Our Republic. Navigate to ourrepublic.com and click the Sign Up button. Type in a username that suits your preference. If the username is taken, try adding in numbers. Remember to write down your username. Enter in a password. Passwords must include at least 6 characters, a capital letter, and a number. Now type in your first and last name, and then enter your Ontario education number. It can be found on your report card, or your teacher can provide it. After adding in your OEN number, type in your personal email address. Next, select your school board and then your school. Then select the year that you started high school. And then select birthday and your gender. Enter your parent guardian's contact, name, email, and phone number. If you don't know your parent or guardian's information, please ask if you can use your teacher's contact information. You can change it later once your account is verified. Be sure to take the hyphens out of the phone number for it to work. If you are 18 years or older, your parent guardian information is not required. The final step is to review and check the box to accept the user agreement, and then click Sign Up. If you forget your password, you can reset your password by visiting the login page and click Forgot. Enter in your username and the email address that you used to sign up. If you forget your username, click Login, then Forgot your username, recover it here, and then enter your email address.
Once you sign up, it might take up to 24 hours to verify your account, depending on how your school is set up in Our Republic. You will not have access to the co-op dashboard until the teacher has given you access. When you sign in, the first page you will see is the volunteer dashboard. But for now, we are going to take a look at the co-op dashboard. The Our Republic co-op dashboard allows students to keep track of their co-op hours and activities online and through our mobile site. We also provide integrated email signature verification. Never lose your form again. You can see that there are tabs along the top for other dashboards, a progress bar, as well as your name with a drop-down menu. On this drop-down menu, click on Settings. This shows you your personal information. Ensure that your personal information was entered correctly during sign-up. Select your default page by clicking on the Account tab and selecting Co-op. Next, click on the Co-op tab on the left-hand side. This is where you enter the details for your co-op placement. At the top, the number of hours that you enter should represent the number of hours required to complete the course credit. This number also sets the progress bar on your co-op dashboard page. Enter employer information for all your employers. Ensure that you enter the correct email so that your employer can verify your hours. The first employer that you list under default will be auto-populated into your weekly hours form. You can also add teacher information for in-school integration days. To add another employer, click Add Employer. You can also go back and click the Delete Employer to remove an employer from your settings. When you are finished, click Save. Let's head back to the co-op dashboard by clicking Co-op along the top. Your progress bar should now be set. A green bar will appear when your hours become verified by your employer. The dark gray bar represents the hours that have been submitted or pending hours but have not yet been verified. On this page, you can add hours, add a reflection, download a summary report of all your weekly logs, view guidelines about your school board's co-op policies, and view your weekly logs. Let's try adding a weekly log by clicking here. Your default employer will be auto-populated, but you can choose another employer from the drop-down menu. Next, enter an overall description of your work activities this week. Keep this general in 1 to 2 sentences. For example, this week I focused on administrative tasks. Add skills learned using the drop-down menu. Choose at least 2 skills you learned each week. If the skill you would like to add is not listed, add it using the Other Skill field. Now you can start adding your shifts for the week. The current work week is automatically selected, and you can select other weeks by clicking the calendar icon. If you try to add a weekly log for the same week more than one time, a message will appear below the calendar icon notifying you that you already have a log for this week. Below, the days of the week are listed. To add a shift for each day, click Add Shift. Choose the type of shift if applicable, and add start and end times. If you enter a lunch or break in minutes, this time will be deducted from your total hours for the shift. Also, if you are late or absent, please select the correct checkbox and record the reason you were late or absent. If you work this same schedule often, you can set your entered work week as a preset schedule by filling in the details and selecting Save Preset. You can save the weekly log as a draft at any time, but ensure that you return and enter all shifts for that week before you submit for verification. Clicking Submit will send your hours to your employer's email for signature verification. If your employer does not have an email address, you may download an individual weekly log and print it off for them to sign by clicking this button. The green bar will appear and move when your employer verifies your hours. The dark gray bar will appear and move when you submit hours for approval. Your weekly logs will appear below your progress bar, showing the hours logged for each week. You can see the status of these logs to the right. Draft logs represent weeks that can still be edited and have not yet been submitted for verification. Click on these to continue editing or to submit. Pending logs are those that have been submitted to employers for verification. You can view these submissions. If you see an error, you may cancel the submission and start over, or you have the option to resubmit the log for verification if your employer has not replied. Verified status means that your weekly log has been reviewed and your hours have been verified by your employer. These hours will be reflected in green on your progress bar. You can view verified logs and read any comments that have been left by your employer. The last type of status is a declined log. This means that for some reason, your employer has declined the submission of hours for that week. You can view comments left by your employer, edit this log, and resend the log to your employer for verification. If you don't resend the log, it will be shown as a draft on your dashboard. On the co-op dashboard, you can also write reflections for your weekly logs. This option can be accessed under My Reflection Journal. On this page, all of your weekly logs will be listed. You can click on a weekly log to add a reflection for that week. Your teacher can add reflection topics or questions for you in this drop-down menu. Write your reflection in the box according to your teacher's instructions. You may also upload files to your reflection using the Choose File button. When you have finished, click Save. Your teacher will review your submission and give you a mark which will appear as marked on the main reflection page. You can review your marked reflections by clicking on them. The mark is reflected in the top right-hand corner. You may also download a report of all your reflections. On the co-op dashboard, you can download a summary report of all your weekly logs. To view guidelines on your school board's co-op policies, click Guidelines. You can also contact your teacher through the inbox setting, which is found under your name in the drop-down menu. If you have any questions, click the Contact button at the bottom of the web page. This concludes our training session on the Student Co-op Dashboard. Thank you for using Our Republic.